Oke guys, pertandingannya antara Tottenham versus Manchester United.
Simon's charged down in there by Luke Shaw. First and foremost, what do you make of the Manchester United changes? Because they've been playing well, one or two have changed roles today, and he's changed personnel also, Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, I'm not totally surprised, to be honest. They're on a good roll. You know what? I was a little bit surprised to have Sesko not playing. He's just taking his eye off the ball there. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I was in mid-flow there. Yeah. I just caught that there. He will be absolutely ecstatic that wasn't in front of his goal. This is incredible. Look.
I'm not sure that's the best way to get a confident start for a goalkeeper.
As I was saying, look at the bright side. If he's standing in his 6-yard box in front of the goal, that might have been a little bit more alarming.
Well, it's a concern for him because Spurs have scored 5 headed goals this season in the Premier League. Only Arsenal have more. North London at the moment, the Premier League capital for headers.
Now look, he's only got the same setup as Arsenal.
Yeah. Very, very crowded Manchester United 6-yard box, and a chance that Spurs didn't think they were going to get this early in the match.
Yeah, just briefly, when you're asking that question, I thought Sesko might have started.
Yeah.
But I'm not too surprised at it. Changes.
The referee today is Sam Barrett, John Brooks, the video assistant. His 6 goals this season, very much a danger in a situation like this to the opposition. It's a deep one towards Randall Kolo Muani, and that's too high for everybody.
The first thing you're looking at from the set play there from the corner was who have they got in Mickey van de Ven.
Tendangannya itu loh, kemana anjir, nendang kemana itu weh.
No, it's the man that's given the task of marking him in that particular set play.
Well, Spurs are feeling much better about themselves after Tuesday's win against FC Copenhagen in the Champions League, and while it wasn't exactly fitting the Thomas Frank blueprint, they needed it after the back-to-back defeats, and now it's about following it all up against one of the form teams in the Premier League at the moment. Ruben Amorim, the manager of the month. Brian Mbumo, player of the month for Manchester United. Starting to look like the kind of team that Amorim wants them to be. Lots at stake. Winner goes second before everybody else plays, which heading into an international break could be significant for one of them.
Really sharp press in there.
Baru jalan 2 menit aja.
Siemens and Colomiani there.
Is playing further forward. He's at the right side of fullback essentially at Forest last week, but with Sesko starting on the bench and Cunha through the middle, he's playing on the right, and Brian Mbumo is playing off the left of the Manchester United front three. So that's the way it's shaping up at the moment. Here's Bruno Fernandes and now Patrick Dorgan. That's a foul by João Palhinha. United unbeaten in 4. They've won 3 of those games and drew at Forest last weekend. And if you widen it out, they've won 5 of their last 8. The next step, though, Ali, is to tighten up defensively, because that's still been an issue.
Yeah. I mentioned it, Dan, like 1 clean sheet all season. That's clearly not good enough. However, you're right, you've got to balance out. There certainly has been improvement. Massive improvement, I think, forward areas.
MU lebih dominan.
I'll say it was a pleasure to speak to him.
Yeah, he was in great form. It was a good piece.
Handles himself superbly well, doesn't he?
He does speak well, doesn't he?
Yes. Spurs won both Premier League games between the teams last season. If they win today, they'll beat United 3 times in succession in the league for the first time since 1960, so it's been a while. And it goes by Casemiro. Controlled here by Patrick Dorgu, and a foot in from Brennan Johnson, who had quite a night the other night, scored his first Champions League goal and then was sent off. That's not a bad pass if Richarlison can get there, but Lammers was quickly out.
That was 6 yards away from the pass of the season. Dear me. It just comes to when he meets it perfectly.
Unwanted record for him the other night, Ali. The first British player to score and be sent off in the same Champions League match.
I didn't know that.
There's the offside flag against Brian Mbeumo.
Didn't know that.
Offside.
Well, he'll certainly remember his last goal against United, won't he?
Absolutely.
Over there.
It's tight.
Oh, it's very tight, that. But to be fair, the assistant's got a better view than you and I.
Just shows how quickly football changes. You've got to go back 4 seasons and essentially a generation for the last United win here. October 2021, the scorers for United: Edinson Cavani, Marcus Rashford and Cristiano Ronaldo.
Wow. That's remarkable, actually, isn't it?
And so Xavi Simons, who was disappointed to be taken off after the Brennan Johnson red card, but he showed enough at the time he was on the pitch to indicate he's settling down. The pass for Johnson was of a high quality, and it was the fulcrum really of this Tottenham performance against FC Copenhagen.
Are we taking into account Copenhagen weren't perhaps the strongest opposition?
If you want to put a negative spin on things this early in the match, then I suppose we are. Here's Xavi Simons, who skips away from Manchester United's defensive players and then slipped over. And De Ligt is in there, so is Casemiro. There's a foot in from Sarr, now there's space for the first time for Bruno Fernandes.
He wanted to give it to Diallo earlier, didn't he? Brilliant, Romero's right out.
Gets it back again from Brian Mbeumo gets in behind, it's a chance, and there's nobody in there to tap it in. Hammad needed to gamble maybe, Jet Spence with the defending, but the flag was up, but it was a chance, wasn't it?
That was good football. Mentioned United in forward areas. Fernandes does ever so well. I thought he was initially going to give it to Diallo. He just sees it, Fernandes, doesn't he? Look, he's waiting. I'll tell you what.
Agak ngeri-ngeri sedap juga ya MU.
Jet Spence is probably playing him on side, you know.
Absolutely. I think if that goes to VAR, then I think it's very interesting.
I'm even more surprised when he cuts it back. Yeah, he's right. He's wanting somebody in at the back post for a tap in. I take your point. But have a strike with your left foot.
Yeah. Just going back to the point you made about the standard of opposition on Tuesday, all joking aside, it felt like the kind of opposition and the kind of game they needed after Chelsea, you know, to get that confidence back. Had it all their own way, pretty much.
I get it, Dan. Because not keep the negativity thing going. They were very disappointed against Chelsea.
Here's Randall Kolo Muani. Now Brennan Johnson, good speed, and he got between Maguire and De Ligt. And there'd been a touch on him there, it might well have been a penalty.
He takes a brilliant first touch as well. Asking the question, it's lovely link-up play. Kolo Muani, just this touch here, that there is brilliant. It really is, because it gives De Ligt the problem. It gives him a massive problem. He's really unlucky. Good move.
And not only did he score the goal in the Europa League final, there's another connection to Manchester United. His dad David, that's where he started off as a young player. So the Johnson family connected to Manchester United in more ways than one. But there's a really nice feel to the game at the start. They're popping it around nice and crisply, aren't they, both teams here?
We're very hopeful we're going to get a game, weren't we?
Dari ball possession seri ya sama MU
Going
sama
to be
Tottenham.
bold to tell you this, nice and early. 24 games since the last 0-0 between them.
It's going early.
I'm taking a chance. Here's Maguire, who's in the middle of the Manchester United back three. De Ligt on the right, Luke Shaw on the left. Maguire starting a Premier League match for just the 4th time this season. Casemiro. Brian Bumo, and now Maguire.
See, that's what Diallo and Guemo will do. They'll drop into those areas. They'll leave Cunha alone in a number 9 position. And they'll drop into areas, and that's where the kind of back four Tottenham's lads have got to talk and communicate with, particularly Sarr and Paulinho.
Spurs have only picked up 4 points here so far in the Premier League this season. The bulk of their good performances have been away. Their only league win here was against Burnley in August, and since then Bournemouth, Aston Villa and Chelsea have all come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and won. I would have loved to have gone inside his head the other night, just after Van der Ven had scored from the edge of his own box. The next minute you looked up and Christian Romero was centre forward. I looked down there to see whether Ange was back in the technical area. I did say to Joe Hart, I don't think he knows whether to laugh or cry at the minute. Here is the man of the moment, Mickey Van der Ven. Romero alongside him, and now Xavi Simons.
Mainnya giring-giring aja.
Shaw there ahead of Brennan Johnson. This is Papsar. I was a little bit surprised today when I didn't see the name of Rodrigo Bentancur on the team sheet. I thought he was fantastic on Tuesday.
Couldn't disagree with that.
All in all, it's a very attacking line.
Big TV ini emang
Isn't it?
It certainly is.
Richarlison and Kolo Muani starting a game for the first time together this season. Three at the top, and then Xavi Simons who could try and open up Manchester United.
There's plenty of options, isn't there? And their side attacking options, of course.
Into Delete. That's heavy over there from Masraoui.
Not a good touch, he knows it.
masih belum kelihatan nih dua tim nih.
Looking at the Premier League table this week, from Manchester City in second to Aston Villa in 11th, 4 points. So many teams in a really strong position at this stage of the season. Muani's down. Harry Maguire just wanting the game to stop.
I think he just went to spin, I'm not sure. Quick look, and I think he might have bumped in. He's just blocked, isn't he? Maguire blocks him, I think. Yeah, there you are.
There's Mohamed Kudus, who's still missing today. He was close, according to Thomas Frank, but not quite ready. Still no Lucas Bergvall or Archie Gray. And then, of course, you've got the long-term injuries to the likes of Maddison, Kulusevski, Dragusin. So, hasn't got the full deck by any stretch at the minute, Thomas Frank.
United, on the other hand, got a little bit of good news. Martinez back full training, isn't he?
I think he's the only one, isn't he, at the minute? It's not available to Ruben Amorim, so quite healthy. Looking to try and win it back again. Pedro Porro was the Tottenham player under pressure. He's got a good record at Bumo against Spurs. He scored 4 times against them, scored the 4 goals when Thomas Frank was his manager at Brentford, so something he'll try and maintain. The player of the month in the Premier League for October.
Not a lot of argument there.
Kelihatan di ball possession-nya Manchester United nih.
Shaw picks up and Bumo. It goes
good
by
football.
Dorgu.
It's good football, Dan. It really is. Lovely one-touch stuff.
That Ruben Amorim said prior to the match that was fascinating was he can start to look at what he needs to do to win certain matches and then have time to work on it on the training pitch before he makes his ultimate decisions, and you can see that today with Ahmad moving position and one or two other bits and bobs out there. There's Romero, probably probably also means they're understanding his methods and his system a lot better than they were.
Yeah.
It's just slightly too aggressive from Bruno Fernandes.
He's not too happy with it.
That's what Xavi Simons was really good at on Tuesday, receiving the ball in a lot of space. He drifted into a lot of space against Copenhagen. Sharptolinia, Christian Romero. Shooting from Gillick from Richarlison, but he was able to keep the ball.
Did well because he was under pressure, wasn't he?
Tottenham ni mainnya dan ngoper ke belakang.
He could have had a couple off the bench. Richarlison hit the bar with a header and then
Penalty.
missed his penalty as well. Toro.
Yeah.
First one whipped in by the Tottenham right back. He puts so much quality on the ball.
I love
doesn't
it.
he?
I've got to say, I love it. He just gets his foot round it, whips it away from the goalkeeper.
Pamsar, Schwartolinia, Pedro Porro. Here's Johnson.
Ya. Dan posisinya jauh banget anjir. Tottenham gak ada kesempatan buat nyerang cuy.
Shaw only started 4 Premier League matches last season. He started every Premier League game so far in this one, so good to see him
It is.
back and fit.
And I always felt, darling, you know, I genuinely felt if he could keep a level of fitness that he would be a starter or certainly play his part in that United side. Because I, for one, think they are a better team when he plays.
Ya,
Johnson
pas.
develops a bit of room and then Richarlison misses the header. Didn't get the contact. Johnson did so well.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, does Delight get a touch on it? The ball's, it's a delightful ball. Just could go on his left foot, puts it in. I don't know. Richarlison gets underneath it. There's no chance he gets a touch on it. It doesn't even come off his shoulder. It's a really, really poor attempt. I'm trying to think, what was the reason for the poor attempt? Did somebody get a touch before it? They didn't. It's just a bad miss.
Really nicely done by Brennan Johnson. Not matched in the middle by Richarlison. Tottenham dominating the ball at the moment. It's a day where the first goal, Ali, feels important based on the inability of both teams to pick up points this season from losing position.
Pertama ini Tottenham menguasai ball position lah daripada MU.
Dorgu calls it possession. Johnson's on it for Tottenham and sends it in quickly towards Richarlison. Defended by De Ligt and then by Shaw and then Sarr. Had every right to walk onto it, didn't he?
But you had no right to finish it like that. He's just got to keep it down, which he clearly doesn't do. I mean, it is a difficult one to take. I'll give him that, I'll grant him that.
His first Tottenham goal was against Manchester United back in August of 2023, but he was a mile away with that attempt.
And he got it all wrong, didn't he?
It's a wonderful scene there. Stand behind the goal that's being defended by Senna Lamens in this first half. So impressive. Packed to the rafters today for the visit of Manchester United. On by Dorgan, away by Romero. Richarlison finds Simons, who turns and plays it forward fantastically to Johnson. Didn't quite get there, but that was
He kind of takes one and a half turn with a swivel, doesn't he? Well worth another look, this. Here it's coming here. There, lovely. Sadly, just the pass over hit. Excellent bit of skill there.
Clearly challenged by Porro. So a little rondo in there involving the players. Both teams better than at this stage of last season. Spurs by 2 points, Manchester United by 5. Both 8 behind Arsenal at the top, but the winner today would pass Manchester City before they play against Liverpool on Sunday. And there are lots of parallels today. Same points, same number of Premier League wins, same number of goals scored, same draws, same losses. The big difference is that United create lots of scoring chances. and Spurs don't. That's the big difference, but it's all led them to the same point at the moment.
Tottenham lebih unggul loh.
Delict. Ahmad.
Again, it's that wee area, Dan. He's maybe 10 yards, Tottenham side of Van de Ven. And Van de Ven doesn't want to go in there to pick him up.
Casemiro. Dumo didn't make the run that he was anticipating. Charleston, but the Lick saw that.
All over him, wasn't he?
Van de Ven. There you go. There you go. We all thought the same thing.
And they're booing. They're booing him. Oh, that was good, wasn't it? Fantastic.
They're also onto the back of Lamens after the early misstep. Linia. He turned into shore. There's more flow at the moment about Tottenham. Offside looking for Xavi Simons, but it's a forlorn chase over there. Back here to Vicario. He's never lost to Manchester United and he's played against them 5 times. He's kept clean sheets in 4 of those matches, so
good record.
Yeah, good opposition for him is Cunha, and he gets there and he gets away from Romero, and that's good defending by Sarr, but
Embuemo's the ball immediately. He really is. Dan. And I think I expected Fernandes to see it. Just prior to that, it's off his hand. Definitely comes off Romero's hand there. I think if Cunha lifts his head right now, just roll it into the path of Embuemo. Definitely hits his hand, but comes off his knee, I think, first.
So Manchester United have their first corner. They've got 2 out there. Brian and Bruno Fernandes. They've sent big Harry Maguire in there. The Licks joined him. Fernandes with it. Charleston defended it. They're appealing for a handball there. Cunha was leading the protests.
Having a look at it.
John Brooks has had a look at it. His adjudication is that he kicks the ball onto his own arm, so there was contact with the arm, but it came off him. Here's Maguire. Patrick Dorgu. It's an interesting ball. It's well defended by Romero.
It really was. It really was well defended.
Richarlison belum ada kelihatan kontribusinya.
Does it hit his hand? Yes. He plays it with his left foot off it though.
Ada.
There's your explanation for John Brooks.
Belum kelihatan lagi kontribusinya dia.
So Maguire, the obvious target. Casemiro behind him, and he got nowhere near the distance on it.
It's one of the shorter long throws I've seen in a while.
Ruben Amorim knows what he wants him to do. He's a mile out of his technical area, the Manchester United manager, but the 4th official doesn't seem too bothered.
No, I'm still trying to work out whether that was a long short throw or a short long throw.
Fernandes was able to turn, and then Cunha's flick didn't quite work out for him. Chad Spence, who's in the England squad again, named by Thomas Tuchel yesterday. Toro plays it straight to Brian and Puma. Maguire.
Jadi striker tuh.
Off he goes down that side. Maguire. We saw him do that in Europe last season. Can you remember?
Yeah, you better believe I remember. And I'm looking at that there, I'm thinking, if he gets out of that, you know, he's doing very, very well. Actually did all right. Got a good left foot cross in. Puma should have probably done a little bit better.
Here he goes, look.
Yeah. I think that's the point. He should be throwing in a step over.
I think he said to Thomas Tuchel, listen, if you don't need a centre-back, I can play on the left if you need it.
Dari pertandingan sebelumnya,
6 live matches from the Quilter Nations series this weekend, including Scotland against New Zealand, which follows us. England, Fiji at 5:30, France against South Africa, and tomorrow Wales open their campaign against Argentina at the Principality Stadium. They're across the TNT Sports channels, and of course Discovery Plus as well.
peringkat 6 lawan peringkat
If you like your rugby, it's the only place to be.
I certainly do. Some great games.
Cukup dekat saja ya.
I think we've never beaten the All Blacks, you know that? No.
Is that right?
Yeah, never beaten them. I think with a couple of draws, never beaten them.
It's Casemiro looking to get it back towards Masraoui. He's just
well.
able to keep it in. Oh, Ahmad can get on the ball, and Masraoui's gone running past him. And it's pulled back here towards Cunha. And defended well by Romero. That's a good tackle though by Bruno Fernandes on Xavi Simons, but now he's found the pocket. Now he needs some support. The only player who's up there with him is Kolo Muani. Richarlison had gone back, so the lack of numbers was detrimental to Tottenham's chances there. Kamsar, Simons. Wants the game to go through, you can tell, can't you?
Yeah.
Spence. Bursting past Masraoui. Cleared behind for the corner by Delict.
Yeah, that's got them going, isn't it? So far, I've got to say, I mean, some of the blocking defensively has been very, very good. Romero, Delict, doing the job well.
Spurs have been third best in the Premier League to this point, scoring goals from corners. Only Arsenal and Chelsea have got more than their 5. So Van der Ven and Romero have got in there to join the likes of Kolo Muani and Richarlison, Palhinha. Plenty of height in the Tottenham team. Corner delivered here by Toro. Booms it towards the far post. Richarlison's jumping for it. And trying to bring it down and now try and set Ahmad away. Chad Spence is very, very quick, but he's miskicked it, which makes it awkward. Now he's got the bounce to deal with. Ahmad's away, but that's good tracking back by Johnson. But the persistence of Ahmad brings Manchester United a corner.
It's actually, I don't think it's a bad ball from Nuno. Actually, he just puts it in behind there in an area for Diallo to chase. Spence does well initially to come across, obviously missed cues, but the little fella doesn't give up, does he at all? Solid enough challenge that, wasn't it?
Manchester United's captain Bruno Fernandes has come out to take this corner.
Bruno Fernandes ngambil corner ya. Oi, kenapa
Also there involving Johnson and Delict.
Anjing Delict main kasar.
Happy about something, isn't he? Delict.
Kontak ini
Yellow card for Brennan Johnson.
Delict kenapa anjir? Bukan cuy. Brennan Johnson yang kena. Sih datang nih. Ya telat si Kon. Kir, ini baru 28 menit Kir, masih bisa lah. Thank you absennya.
goes from Bruno Fernandes, and that's headed away comfortably by Pedro Porro.
Tuh, merabat tuh. Sumpah.
Yeah, the last man there. I think you'll be seeing that very often.
With an interesting ball forward here for Mbumo to chase, but it's overhit him.
Langsung bisa kena kartu kuning ya, padahal jelek loh, jelas-jelas loh tadi loh yang melanggar.
Strikes me as the kind of game this 0-0 at the minute that when the first goal
kick
goes
off,
in, hell could break loose here.
You're only panicking.
Udah si Kiki nih.
Been enough in each as you begin to panic. I can feel it.
Just glad I didn't mention that Scotland had never beat the All Blacks.
Tendangan corner lalu bisa anjir lah.
Still waiting for the first shot on target, approaching half an hour. Porro looking towards Richarlison, but Mazraoui can let that roll out of play. There's Italian football for you tonight and tomorrow on TNT Sports. Parma against AC Milan at 7:30 tonight on TNT Sports 2. And then 7:30 tomorrow, Inter against Lazio, TNT Sports 2, both of them on Discovery Plus as well. Johnson jumping with Dorgu.
Iya. Sering banget lepas bola tuh.
That's fantastic.
The words out my mouth.
It's a nice ball threaded through by Casemiro to Ahmad. Despite his slight build and small stature, it's difficult to move off the ball, isn't it?
He keeps it close to him, doesn't he?
Menonton juga. Aku nontonnya di sini ya, aku ada aplikasinya bro. Ya di sini nggak cukup anjir, ya udah jadi komentator aja lah.
They've got others in there as well. That's defended though by Sarr. He covers so much ground in there for Tottenham. And the bench clearance in Fernandes. Dorgu, and it's just behind Mbumo, and then Ahmad not quite tall enough to beat Spence in the air. It's Cunha. Ahmad with the cross, and Mbumo with the header. And the player of the month for October strikes again for Manchester United against his former manager. And did me steer that header in well. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1.
Well, a great goal, great finish, lovely cross in, great header. But it's Spurs on. They do themselves in. I mean, he just plays it off Van de Ven's chest for some reason. And then they get a good header defensively from Jed Spence.
Masuk.
But I don't know what they're doing initially here. There, that's incredible. He gives the ball, for some reason, he gives it to Van de Ven, who's under all sorts of pressure, and just clears it with his left foot. They don't clear it at all. Oh, and then eventually when this delivery comes in, he just drifts, doesn't he? Away from Porro. Lovely, gets himself his half yard. What you see it there, he's moving, goes other side of Porro, and he's got the simplest of headers. Good goal, good finish, really poor defending from Spurs.
So Manchester United lead that.
Sabar.
6 goals in 12 games since joining Manchester United in the summer for Brian Mbumo, and he's now got 5 in 9 against Tottenham Hotspur. So he's a side that he likes to play against, this Spurs team. And the fact that Manchester United have scored first, it's worth pointing out that Spurs have only picked up 2 points from losing position.
0-1 Manchester United masuk cetak gol 1 ya lewat
all season, and they are struggling here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium when they find themselves behind.
Nggak tidurnya
Really strange ball from Clark into Van de Ven, Mickey Van de Ven there. You can argue Van de Ven should maybe have taken it in, but clearly didn't want. Probably shouldn't have got.
Nggak habis pikir itu, nggak dijaga di tengah.
First attempt on target in the match, and now 25 games since the last 0-0, because you were just starting to gloat a little bit about that earlier statistic, Ali.
Gimana ini, Ki?
It's Romero
Pelanggaran.
on Dorgu, and a yellow card for the Tottenham captain.
Kartu kuning. Romero nih yang bikin gara-gara nih. Aduh. 2 pemain kena kartu kuning, anjir.
Very late there, isn't it?
We've got a game now.
Oh, we've got a game. Yeah.
Ngelek lah, kalau ngelek bilang anjir.
I'll take it a step further. I don't think that's the last of the score.
No. It's interesting, isn't it? Because they changed manager, but the same problem persists. They lost too many games here under Ange.
Jaringan nih.
And it's carried on under Thomas Frank. They've lost 9 in the calendar year, which is the most of any team in the Premier League, the most home defeats in the league. They find themselves behind here with 11 minutes to play in the first half, and Bruno Fernandes over this Manchester United free kick. Goes towards Maguire, who's able to stand his ground. Polinia away, Cunha cushions it down, on by Dorgu, and hooked away by Porra. Simons puts the pressure on Bruno Fernandes, but his was the last touch.
You just wonder sometimes, darling, you know, it's such a beautiful stadium to play in. I forget sometimes it can give the opposition players a lift coming to places like this as well. And that might just be one of the problems they've got.
Dorgu's throw to Ahmad, to Romero, across. Oh, he's done brilliantly there, Romero. And then rolls away, but then runs into Casemiro, not today. Casemiro back on it, Cunha wants it, but he got back so well, Mickey van der Vet.
He did. He overdid it initially, then did well to recover.
He's just lifted the speed of the game, hasn't it? Pace has gone up. That's a concern, isn't it? Fewest touches on the pitch. Kolo Muali and Richarlison, who Tottenham are pinning their goal-scoring hopes on today. Brennan Johnson there as well. So the front three have had no service.
Gimana nih, weh? Kita harus cetak gol ini, weh.
Well, it would be a concern, wouldn't it?
Tapi ketinggalan 0-1 itu masih belum itu nih, belum apa namanya, belum panas banget lah.
Defends it well. Manchester United throwing.
Take a guess, he didn't think so.
Infokan skor. Skornya ya, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Just take the sting out of it, aren't they? Much there.
Manchester United 1. Ini malu loh, ini malu weh, ini malu. Ini mainnya di kandang Tottenham loh.
So Randall Kolo Muani, Jimmy Simons, now Brennan Johnson. Defended by Dorgu. Johnson touching the end, so goal kick. I mean, he's got his work cut out here, Johnson.
Yeah.
Because he's sharp, isn't he? Patrick Dorgu, he's not
really
the kind
is.
of fullback you can just run past.
No. You can see it. Definitely gets the block, then it comes back off him. Just wondering if we can get more joy coming back on his left foot like he did that previous cross for Richarlison. I'm not sure he's going to get a lot of joy outside him.
One thing that does offer encouragement to Spurs, it's a Manchester United team that's only kept one clean sheet in the Premier League so far this season, so they have got a bit of a soft underbelly. Masraoui into Casemiro, and then to Ahmad. I must say Casemiro's looking calm and assured.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Passingnya di jelas loh.
He's wanting me to move forward, but I've got a little bit of sympathy for Diallo there. I think Fernandes should just roll that back to the centre back and start again.
Dia lebih unggul. Tadi awalnya Tottenham yang unggul. Tiba-tiba MU mainnya gigi satu anjir.
Richarlison went down. The Spurs supporters are hoping for a free kick. They've got one now. Just looking at the balance in central midfield for Tottenham, when they've got Bentancur in there, they've got a player that always wants to get on the ball. I'm not necessarily sure that that's a huge strength of either Sarr or Polinia.
No, I do take your point.
Aduh, makin keluar-keluar nih fans MU nih.
So Rodrigo Bentancur is down there warming up, just in conversation with his Uruguayan teammate Manuel Ugarte.
Tapi kita harus tetap pesimis, kita harus tetap optimis ya. Kita harus berpikir kritis. Gimana caranya Tottenham ini harus menang anjir.
Pedro Porro.
Peringkat 6 loh. Peringkat 6 coy. Manchester di
I think that's
bawahnya
such a
lagi.
feature of two of the players that Manchester United signed in the summer. The work that Cunha and Mbeumo do out of possession.
Oh yeah.
When you've got forwards working that hard at it.
100%. And you know, so I mentioned it in the pre-match build-up. I think there's been a lot of players at United recently that haven't been able to handle it. It's a big thing playing at Manchester United. But I look at these two, you know, I just think they can handle it, they enjoy it.
It's lovely football from Tottenham. Stringing the passes together, on it goes to Richarlison, but the link was nice and strong. The initial bit though was really
I know, but I'm looking at the Richarlison's movement there, and his movement is running actually away from goal. You know, see if you're a goal scorer, whatever you do, you try and position yourself so you can get a finish. I know he's possibly trying to help his teammate there, but he's completely nullifying his opportunity to score, I think. Just watch his movement there, he's central. The build-up is good football, and look at his movement here. I know he's going to, you know, it's like, after that doing is a nothing run, really.
He's actually had more touches in his own box, Richarlison, than he's had in the Manchester United penalty area to this point, I'm reliably told. Strength from Patrick Dorgu. It's away, gets back on it, then he goes into Romero, who won the ball fairly.
A link-up play there, wasn't it? Dorgu and Cunha.
Tottenham captain wasn't going to back out of that one either.
Lovely lead.
It's Jed Spence. Final 4 minutes of the first half. Brian Mbeumo's got the only goal. Pretty much a customary goal every time he plays against Tottenham.
Gimana nih weh?
Yeah, he takes it well, doesn't he? Guides the header.
Johnson, but only finding the head of Dorgu. And Kolo Muani was there. Here's Xavi Simons. Brennan Johnson. Needed to be a better cross.
It's a poor delivery, isn't it? That's the ball there. He rolls him and he can't move his feet. Could he have taken a touch? Possibly, but he doesn't want it there, Dan. Lovely ball in, great header. You know, he just guides it. There's no... Again, we talk about sometimes we're finished with your left or right foot. You don't smash it, you just pass it, you guide it. That's exactly what Mbeumo did with the header there.
Finished superbly. The summer signing from Brentford for Manchester United, the only goal. Lamens hasn't had a save to make for Manchester United. It's been 45 minutes that epitomises the way Spurs have been playing in the Premier League here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Went over under Maguire's challenge. Hamad now gets on the ball.
Wasn't that a lovely touch?
A bit of space it was, Ali, wasn't it?
Really was. Took it away there from Babsa.
Stepped in there with Bumo trying to find Hamad. It's Simons. So the mad thing, he's looking up there and he's not really got anybody.
There's nothing in front of him, mate.
They've got two out there who you'd say are natural centre forwards in Kolo Muani and Richarlison. You'd expect one of them, wouldn't you, to be in the vicinity for him. Kolo Muani against Dorgu, who recovered really well, Patrick Dorgu.
Outside again, yeah. He's got that covered.
I thought he was beaten at the outset.
Yeah, so did I. Not sure, maybe the forward could have get the cross in earlier.
There's the top scorer for Tottenham, Ricky van der Ven. Toro with his right foot from this side. Slightly shorter one this time by Porro, but a powerful header away by Dillick. And then off the back of Bruno Fernandes.
Just saying, you mentioned Ricky van der Ven being top goal scorer. As good as it is for him, and it's great. I'm not sure it tells you more forwards than it does about the goal scoring centre back.
One additional minute when the board goes up. Not quite finding Brendan Johnson is Jed Spence. Tapsar.
Dribbling kaki jelas pemain Tottenham coy. Ngapain?
It's good play from those Manchester United front players again.
It's almost criminal, Tottenham not getting the ball into the box 1 minute ago and they've got the centre backs up. Here we go though.
Richarlison to Romero, and an assist for Pellegrini on Tuesday. Defended by Shaw. Dorgu now looking for Cunha, and Van der Ven's not going to lose the race.
Against anybody, probably.
Do you know what? I think if you lined up Dorgu, Spence and Van der Ven, you'd have quite a race out there. Pricking out Brennan Johnson with a nice ball. He's got Pedro Porro supporting it. They've got four in the box as well, but that's not of Porro's usual quality.
Tendangannya kurang akurat loh pas mau tendangan.
Just trying to get his foot under that and hang up at the back post, isn't he?
Well, off he goes, Thomas Frank, to give a team talk to a team that's behind at the break, and they're behind because Brian and Bumo scored the only goal of the first half. His sixth goal of the season, the player of the month for October with a close-range header after Tottenham couldn't get the ball away, and it's the fifth time he scored in games against Tottenham in his ninth game against them. Manchester United in good form and with the half-time lead. Tottenham Hotspur 0, Manchester United 1.
Istirahat 15 menit.
How's he found himself in this position? Got to say, that is magic.
Sell your car on.
Sumpah. Anjir lah kata gue teh. Enggak like. Babak pertama itu udah apa namanya udah selesai. Terus babak kedua ini iklan sama kan, pemain harus 15 menit istirahatnya. Gue bentar dulu mau ngambil minuman, anjir lah. Ini live bisa dijeda gak? Oke, gue jeda dulu ya live-nya, anjir. Masih iklan. Encok jir jadi pengamat bola. Kita nunggu babak kedua, baru gua pakai kacamata lagi. Bisa di comeback ini ya. Oke. Ini masih iklan lagi, sabar. Emang kalau jadi pengamat bola juga banyak. Cuman belum dikasih sponsor aja sama Kiki nih. Lah, kok saya? Enggak. Kan Adidas kan punya kau.
Later on to see if Scotland can deliver a...
Kau tahu? Ya, kok yang mensponsori pemain-pemain bola. Tuh, lihat tuh. Bentar. Tuh, lihat tuh lapangan luar negeri tuh. Ditata rapi setelah main. Ini analisisnya nih. Bentar, pamit bentar. Ya, siap. Emang rada gak bener ini pemain nih, sumpah. Peringkat 6 malu-maluin kalau sampai kalah. Ini sampai babak akhir kedua. Kalau Tottenham kalah, malu-maluin. Gak usah ditonton pertandingannya, udah. Buset nih, kenapa kurma pedes banget ya? masih iklan. Tapi harusnya 2-3-5 iklan. Udah mulai sih pertandingannya. Bahkan di luar negeri pun juga pakai sponsor. If your gut feels good, you feel good. Minuman apa tuh? Kefir anjir. Mana yang ditutupnya tadi nih? You're welcome, Gi. Mau Gi? Coklat Asi Arab, coklat Dubai. Oke, sepertinya pertandingan mau dimulai babak kedua. Naikin volumenya ya.
Last season, so let's see how this second half plays out as we rejoin Ali McCoist and Darren Fletcher. It's back to you.
Thank you, Lindsay. So the change, Wilson wanted for Randall Kolo Mawani, and I've got to say, Ali, I mean,
Ya
watching
masih kebantai 0-1 masih
FC
aman lah.
Copenhagen on Tuesday and again today, it just doesn't look like scoring at the moment, the French international.
The concerning thing is, with great respect, you've got to be in the box, generally speaking, to score the goals. For a centre forward,
Ini kacamata anti radiasi ya, jadi kalau kalian langsung ke layar itu nggak kena, dia aman. Walaupun ya gue gak ada minus plus sih, cuman ini standarnya lah. Emang ngaruh? Ngaruh. Ini coba lihat, aku di atas lampu ini gak apa-apa. Tapi kalau kayak gini, lepas, pusing aku.
And the emphasis here on Spurs in the second half to be a lot better as the home team than they were in the first.
Makanya mau ganti lampu yang lebih redup gitu. Nggak pernah pakai kacamata, makanya beli. Buset bener dah. Nih, apaan nih? Orang gak sakit. Tadi ada puzzle tiba-tiba disuruh nyelesain apa itu? Di jeda gitu tuh. Orang gak sakit. Enggak, maksudnya radiasi itu buat mencegah aja. Ngeyel banget nih anak dibilangin sumpah. Ngejengkal dia nih. Emang kadang gitu. Ya mau gimana? Ini untuk mencegah aja sebenarnya. Apalagi kayak kau tuh kan sering main HP.
With 35 minutes to go with Ajax in the Champions League semi-final against Tottenham.
Gue agak panik nih kalau MU benar-benar menguasai Stadion Tottenham. Ini ngeri banget nih. Gak pernah main HP aku. Kikir nih mulai ini.
Coffee at half time, and the Ajax supporters were actually talking about the final. They were going to get to an astonishing night in the Amsterdam Arena.
Masih mending, ini masih jam berapa nih? Di sana jam 8 kan, yang kita jam 9 nih. Masih mending jam segini. Aku masih reaction live. Coba kalau aku bikinnya jam 2 subuh sanggup ya kau?
In it goes from Brian and Bumo, headed away by Mickey van der Ven. Casemiro there quickly, but Toline's touch on it to Porro, and then it's on to Richarlison.
Oke lah.
Flicked on them by Simons to Pedro Porro.
Isi Kanoe mana Ki? Undang lah dia kesini. Dia kan fans MU.
That's a problem. That is a massive problem. You look at Babs Apple and you look at the position. Yeah, they're sitting and getting that. But sometimes you go to a gamble. Two, you don't need to go to one time. One you can sit.
Sibuk apaan? Pengacara kan dia, pengacara. Pengangguran banyak acara.
It's encouraging for Manchester United fans alongside the recent improvement is they're doing it with the youngest team in the Premier League this season based on average age. Even though there's the youth movement to Chelsea, Manchester United still the youngest on average this season. So the younger
Aduh, sakitnya kakiku.
games on a more regular basis.
Casemiro sekarang sering-sering cedera. Dulu di Real Madrid lumayan bagus loh. Nah, bukan lumayan lagi, udah ikoniknya lah dia. Waktu sama Ronaldo. Tuh. Tottenham ini mainnya gak jelas loh. Langgar sana, langgar sini. Masuknya kagak. Latihan mulu, menangnya kagak.
He's never scored in 3 games in a row. You'd think the scoring would be easier than the Champions League, but he's won 3 successive Champions Leagues, but never scored in 3 successive games.
Besok kan live nggak Gi?
And I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I thought at a stage, perhaps end of last season, I just thought he was beginning to dip. I'll just tell you the truth. But to be fair to him, and I'm delighted to say it looks low and proved wrong. Maybe he was carrying a little bit of an off, maybe it was a wee injury.
Besok hari Minggu sebenarnya, tapi
It's a World Cup year. Yeah. Big incentive at the end of the
hari
season.
Minggu tuh hari-hari sakral sih. Hari yang tidak boleh ada kegiatan sebenarnya. Kalau menurut kepercayaan masing-masing aja ya.
So we've gone past 50 minutes. Tottenham still haven't had a shot on target.
Jadi mainnya MU ini sumpah.
There we go. Look, only Burnley have had fewer shots. Spurs.
Tapi kalau di channel Coach Justin udah mulai duluan dari jam 19.30 tadi. Tuh, berangkat. Gue harus delay berarti. Enggak, kayaknya dia bertahap deh live-nya gitu. Yang di WIB dulu. Terus kalau sudah yang selesai di WIB baru ke Wita. Kayak gitulah. Tuh, MU mainnya teratur banget loh daripada Tottenham. Emangnya kalau videonya udah jadi nggak bisa diliatin ya itu komentarnya.
Manchester United is the away team to get players in the Tottenham box and there isn't the other end. Yeah. Clear.
Tuh.
That's Rowie. Something you got the bed you can hear by the crowd.
Ini bisa diatur ya. Kita ngomong sama viewer kalau videonya udah jadi kan dia kan nggak ada yang kayak komentar-komentar gini.
Between the midfield and the front players for Spurs. Manchester United get everybody behind the ball like this, they just seem to lack ideas, Ali.
Tuh, juggling gak jelas anjing.
Decided not to cross it first time and then Aman can close him down. Romero.
Ini Tottenham nih gara-gara si Kiki
Now
ini.
Johnson. Porro with the cross, Casemiro flicks it away, Bellinia takes it down, that hits Masraoui. Now Odebear. Big block. Masraoui with a block.
Gets the ball in again from Porro on the right hand side.
Gini Ki, tadi kan awalnya mainnya bagus tuh sebelum ada kamu kan. Pas tiba-tiba kamu masuk langsung.
It's a fantastic save from Lammers to deny Romero.
It's brilliant ball in. It's a great touch, but when I think he just gets too much on it. Romero.
Pas setelah kamu masuk tiba-tiba gol satu itu. Coba jelaskan secara logika itu gimana?
It's a tremendous save.
Tuh ada peluang tuh. Dia ngapain pakai? Kau bawa keberuntungan. Iya, kau bawa keberuntungan bagi MU, tidak untuk Tottenham. Ini adekku datang nanti ya, aku di roasting sama dia. Kayak gini mau ngelawan Real Madrid. Ini bukan Real Madrid sih, tapi lebih ke kayak gini mau ngelawan Manchester United. Bajingo.
That's encouraging for Tottenham, but it's also a big moment for the new goalkeeper for Manchester United.
Tendangan penalti kan? Oh jauh banget anjir, di luar kotak penalti. Gak mungkin bakal masuk sih, kayak Ronaldo 2008.
Surely he's not going to shoot from here.
Sumpah Ki, ini kalau kalah ya Ki ya. Ini kalau kalah anjir.
That's Skor in the semi-final against Arsenal.
Emangnya kamu nugas apa sih?
That's a good decision that he's taken there.
Tuh.
Spence crosses. Romero and his run block.
Tuh.
Talinia, there's another save from Lamont.
Gak masuk loh.
Outstanding again from that.
Banyak. Iya, tugas apa maksudnya? Nugas skripsi. Nugas skripsi kan wajib. Langsung curi bola lo ya. Mantap banget anjir.
Spurs have got the tails of Johnson to Romero. Back towards Johnson, defended by Shaw. And for the first time today, Tottenham applying the pressure.
Wah, mainnya kasar bro. Jangan gitu lah bro. Jurnal apaan emangnya?
That's a lovely technique, it really is. Excellent save. Keeps it down well. Yeah, gets through legs. Gets through Maguire's legs. It's a good save. You correctly say he doesn't see it till late. Pushes it away. Good play all round.
Frustration for Thomas.
Suruh buat cerita gitu kan. Penelitian terhadap makhluk hidup.
Spurs so much more competitive in the last 5 minutes or so. Yeah.
Apaan yang diteliti anjir? Kan penelitian banyak, ada yang bisa diteliti. Misalnya tumbuhan, hewan, terus apa lagi?
Manchester United have Benjamin Šeško stripped and ready down below us.
Iya apa? Enggak lah, iya. Tapi apa gitu? Penelitian itu banyak Ki. Nggak cuma satu. Wah, langsung lah. Richarlison ini ya. Bola diliatin doang anjir. Seputar ekonomi pokoknya. Sepak bola juga termasuk ekonomi.
Going to take off Mazraoui, so you'd presume that Ahmad would go and play in Mazraoui's position.
Setelah Ten Hag keluar, MU benar-benar mengganas. Kenapa nih anjir? Gue curiga di balik semua ini sebenarnya manajer MU itu adalah si Kiki anjir. Tuh lihat tuh Amrabat. Buset bener ini pemain Maroko ini mainnya ngeri banget. Kan pertandingan sepak bola tuh kan 45 menit kan, nah tambah 2 lagi di babak kedua, tambah lagi itu 45 menit, 45 tambah 45 90 kan, 90 menit. Nah tambahan waktu itu gak tahu tambahan waktunya berapa, bisa sampai 5, bisa sampai 10, sampai 2 menit, bisa juga gak ada tambahan waktu.
Absolutely not.
Not holding on to his lead, is he?
No. Fire with fire, says Ruben Amorim.
Tuh lihat tuh mainnya geragas banget. Mainnya gak jelas Tottenham gak jelas mainnya sumpah. Tepongkeng ini kita Ki, tepongkeng ini anjir.
Ruben Amorim's name has been sung by the Manchester United supporters. They certainly see something in him, don't they?
Of course they do.
The fan base, because they've stuck with him throughout.
Tuh.
Pedro Porro's down for Tottenham.
Sikut cuy, kena mukanya. Berdarah gak bro? Oh berdarah kah? Jelas lah, berdarah itu.
After the international break on Saturday the 22nd of November will be at Turf Moor for Burnley against Chelsea. 11 o'clock start, 12:30 kick-off, TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus.
Berdarah itu ya.
Make sure you're with us for that. Australia against England. It starts
kayak
on
agak
Friday,
lembut
the
ya.
21st of November. TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus. And I'm going to tell all of you here today, Ali McCoist is making it his business to be part of at least one test match.
Pemain nomor punggung 22 itu Pedro.
During the Ashes series.
Unashamedly. Oh, I love my cricket. You cannot beat an Ashes series. You can't beat it.
Oh dear.
Senin masuk pagi lagi kuliah. Siap ini.
If you go and I
Bikin
don't,
Saka
I'm
ini
going to
siapa
fracture
nih?
this relationship. Yeah. Potentially irreparably.
Just to let you know, I'm more than willing to let that happen.
Oh dear. Such solidarity on the commentary gadget today. So still 1-0 to
Besok lo
Manchester
ibadah kan
United.
Ki, bener gak Ki?
Sheshko, which means that Ahmad's going to play off the right. Spurs have had their best moments. Two really good saves from Lamens
Tuh,
to deny Romero and then Palhinha.
tuh,
Simon's got an important foot in over there.
pongkeng gitu.
When Christian Romero, here's Luke Shaw. Won back by Palhinha. Richarlison.
Aduh lama banget anjing.
Try and get Johnson in quickly. The Dorgu's playing
did
well
well.
there today.
Yeah, defended well when required.
Cunha
Back
runs
MU
Romero.
merasakan semua anjir.
Against
Nah itu bagus tuh.
Porro
Nah
goes
mantap.
Fernandes challenge. Richarlison. It's Gordon Johnson. And he just got he knows it, Brennan Johnson.
You know something? I think the
Anjing
Richarlison
offset.
Odegaard's in right behind them. I'm not sure he's aware of it.
Offset kah?
I think Wilson Odegaard's in behind them. Watch this. That ball comes in there. He steps over that. Odegaard's in.
Cek VAR itu.
Definitely offside with a lovely little finish.
Cek VAR. Belum gol ini Ki. Offset Ki.
You look straight
Bentar.
away. He knows he's gone slightly early. Speaking for Chelsea's awareness, people behind them might just have been the better option.
Cek VAR lah.
Well, they're getting closer.
Kirain boleh cek VAR bentar dulu. Wasit cek VAR ini. Golnya dianulir apa enggak gitu.
Chelsea scored here against FC Copenhagen on Tuesday.
Oh enggak cek VAR kah? Oh enggak cek VAR.
Against Manchester United today. The quiet, too firm on Richarlison.
Wasitnya curang nih Ki, anjir lah. Wasit Qatar nih, wasit Bahrain. Siapa sih yang bayar wasitnya ini? Sebisanya dikatain offset loh, padahal enggak loh anjir. Masuk itu.
Today they've got a team struggling to win away
Ya
against a team
Allah.
struggling to win at home. It's Van der Ven. On the bet.
Nah tuh, kapan lagi coba oper? Padahal gue udah seneng tadi loh, udah masuk Tottenham 1-1 kan bisa menyeimbangkan gitu.
Not quite no, he's got to take that in. He has to take it in. But it's a good run. Once Ahmad moved that little bit in position, 5 yards, 10 yards forward. Space
Sing
to the
santun, sing sabar.
Manchester United, right centre.
Ya enggak Ki, sing santun, sing sabar.
Back on his feet after a bang on the back of the neck. It's Tapsart for Spurs.
Terpongkeng kita.
Spence.
Sabar, orang sabar. Tuh, kipernya maju coy. Mau cosplay jadi itu dia, mau cosplay jadi Newer, anjir di Bayern.
Whips in the cross for Charleston, trying to get across the foot of Harry Maguire. Just checking for a possible penalty here, whether that ball actually struck the arm of Harry Maguire.
Gue sih mau bikin Liga Korea sih, Ki.
Just wants a longer look at it, John Brooks as well. He's just
Kan lu kan Korea banget tuh. Jadi ya bisa lah Liga Korea.
John Brooks had just said to Sam Barry, confirming the on-field decision and play on. The ball does strike the arm, but it's completely accidental. Yeah, that's the reading of it. And I don't have a problem with that. No. Shishko has jumped in there with Romero.
Tuh.
I think that's going to be a switch for Jen Spence to the other side as well. You can see why they want to play Xavi Simons in this team, but when I see Spurs play with three in midfield, they look at a more balanced team.
Counter attack aja langsung, aduh. Bisa ngelewatin dalam itu. Bisa ngelewatin dalam itu. Nah, di tengah tuh banyak banget pemain Manchester United itu gak bisa. Nendang dari awal juga gak bisa. Backnya banyak banget anjir. Mainnya teratur mereka loh. Udah masuk menit 66 ya. Sisa 30 menit yang gak hitungannya gitu. 30 menit kan kataku 90 menit tuh.
So that's one thing they might miss.
Just looking bigger picture here for Spurs. The one thing that kind of stands out through the whole performance today is the lack of bodies in the Manchester United penalty area when they're attacking.
Yeah, that's the glaring, obvious thing that would seriously be a problem for Thomas Frank.
So Spence out there on the right now, which is his preferred position. Donkey on the left.
Banyak ke belakang mainnya.
Completely changed the left side now, Spurs.
Coba oper ke depan, oper ke belakang terus nih pemain Tottenham ini gaje.
Halfway through the second half.
Dawkins winning that battle against Johnson.
He's winning against most people out there today.
Shoot. Ya, shoot. Astaga, shoot aja. Aduh, lama ini. Dasar emang. Langsung shoot. Shoot lah bro. Aduh. Lama banget anjing, shoot doang anjing lah. Cari celah gaji banget anjing. Tolol. Nah, itu bagus tuh. Langsung.
to another one fire into the chance. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to flick it around the corner. Probably going to take the touch.
Good Spurs pressure. Sar's cross. Dorgu away.
Tuh dia tengok lah tuh ha.
And Brian and Buma.
Takes it well.
Sheshko is going to get in behind.
That's a great spin. It's a great
Here.
spin in
Timed
behind
it well,
Romero.
didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did.
I think United are going to have to take off Harry Maguire. They've just dragged Lenny Yoro back to the bench.
Biasa sampai jam berapa? 2 jam ya. 90 menit lu hitung aja berapa 2 jam itu. 1,5 jam lah nggak sampai harusnya.
Pass from Luke Shaw here. There you go.
Kalau nya dipotong ya, kan aku kan 1 jam biasanya sering tuh.
I think Ruben Amorim's trying to tell him how to do that, but they
Kan ada
carry on
break,
playing
iya ada
through
break.
instead
Itu
towards
kan
Bruno Fernandes.
nggak dihitung
He takes it
konten
down and
sebenarnya.
towards the goal and can't direct it.
I was just about to say maybe that's
Nggak
why.
dihitung konten kan sebenarnya. Jadi ya 1,5 jam lah kalau di aku. Ini kan nggak aku potong sama sekali, ini bisa 2 jam ini atau 1,5 jam.
Exactly that.
Yeah. They're going to make 3 changes here. Manchester United, Ali, as we see the Bruno Fernandes chance from another angle. They're going to send on Manuel Ugarte, Lenny Yoro, and Mason Mount.
That's a chance for him.
Nah videonya ini mau dipindah ke laptop aja nggak sih? Karena 2 jam loh.
You're going to see the goal. It's a lovely floated ball in. Perfect. It just goes out of vision. Pedro Porro. So he can't see him. There it is there. He comes out. It's too late. And he just directs it. He just literally flicks it into the corner. Beautiful header. Beautiful goal.
It's already very popular with the Manchester United supporters. He's got the only goal of the game today, Brian and Bumo. Now we're going to see Manuel Ugarte come on to replace Casemiro. We're going to see Mason Mount for Matheus Cunha, and then Lenny Yoro for Harry Maguire.
Gantian
Mason
pemain.
Mount, former Chelsea player, given the welcome by the Tottenham
Yeah, as you would
supporters.
expect. The one thing you're pretty confident about if Manchester United make substitutions, very much going to be like for like, you know, they're not going to change the formation or a shape, are they? Seldom does that happen.
Yoro immediately involved, winning his header against Richarlison.
Orang katarak
Finally Bruno Fernandes.
nggak boleh pakai ini dia. Jadi harus pakai ini nih. Biasanya kayak gini nih.
Yoro.
Orang katarak itu.
Ugarte. Now Delict. Manchester United 18 minutes away from just their second clean sheet in the Premier League so far this season. Got Senna Lamens to thank for it. 2 outstanding saves in this second half. That's a good flick. It was a Burmo for Šeško. The offside flag was up anyway, so it wouldn't have counted.
Vicario was sharp.
Offside.
It had to be, but it wouldn't have counted, you're right.
Gue selalu panik anjir kalau mereka selalu panik anjir kalau mereka udah nge-counter itu. Sumpah pemain-pemain MU ini bener-bener gacor banget. Kenapa ya? 3 pertandingan loh. Kecuali Nottingham Forest ya itu seri mereka.
The best of clearances, Bruno Fernandes fancying the volley. Spence now has to tidy things up and has to concede the throw-in. It's Frank in danger of losing his 4th Premier League match at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadion this season. So they can find the goal. It'd be 10 home defeats in the calendar year if they lose today.
Oh, it's a lot.
Aduh.
It's passed towards Šeško. Romero says he got a kick in the head and the referee agrees.
Tottenham disenggol dikit pelanggaran.
Gonna leave that whistle when
Main cetak gol yang bener lah. Ki mau coklat nggak lu Ki? Coklat Ki.
Well, the players sides are arriving at Murrayfield as Scotland look to beat New Zealand for the first time, as Ali pointed out earlier in the match.
Scotland versus New Zealand.
When they meet this afternoon, coverage follows us here on TNT Sports 1, and it's just one of 6 live Cultivation Series matchups this weekend, including England-Fiji today at 5:30 at Twickenham's Allianz Stadium. Some massive rugby matches in the Quilter Six Nations when we finish here in the Premier League.
20 menit nih.
Manchester United holding on to
Sisa
the
20 menit lagi.
in the first
Ini
half.
udah masuk menit 70.
Sheshko, then on it went. Last side by Mbumo to Dorgu.
Si Kiki mah enak banget, dia datang pertengahan anjir.
Free kick.
Ini cuma laka anjir.
Look at the 5-10 minutes, didn't they? When they generated the 2 chances. Lemons with a save. But since then, they've just kind of reverted to type again.
Tendangan sudut nih.
It's not difficult to see why they're struggling
Dari
here.
MU ini tendangan sudut nih. Pasti kick cornernya itu selalu Bruno Fernandes itu.
Ready to come on. In the meantime, there's a free kick for Tottenham to defend. Bruno Fernandes ready to deliver it.
Memalukan ini Ki, beneran Ki. Kalau sampai kebobolan 1-0, 2-0 itu memalukan.
Towards Dorgu, comes off Sarr, and the corner prevented by
Kalah
Vicario.
belum. 0-1 ini. 0-1 ini, cuman 20 menit apakah masih bisa menyamakan skor gitu. Tottenham dari awal gak meng-create peluang loh. Mainnya mondar-mandir kagak jelas. Di tempat hujan gak Gi?
Understand it, but at the same time you need to get a good bit of credit for getting back in the machine. The dog and Ahmad drop back in, make it 5.
It's going to take on Xavi Simons here, which I don't think will go down well.
Pemain Tottenham sering kena pelanggaran, sering dilanggar gitu. Supaya apa? Supaya dapat tendangan penalti.
Last weekend. Fernandes with a challenge on Spence. Here's Palhinha. Now Romero. Still 13 and a half minutes to play.
I was just going to say, when you look at it from a balanced opinion, maybe looking for a wee bit more. Thomas Frank, maybe looking for a wee bit more.
Gue sampai nguap nonton pertandingannya anjing. Kalau dari awal Tottenham udah
Too much to Ahmad.
menguasai permainan, oke lah, ini udah kecolongan
It goes down to
satu
Mason
gol.
Mount. Sheshko's made the run in behind Romero.
Tuh dia
Manchester United on the move again.
tuh.
It's good defending though by Spence.
It was equally Ahmad, lovely touch and a great pass inside.
Since they made the change, Manchester United, the link's gone into the centre. Shaw up the left and Yoro off the right since they lost Maguire. Patrick Dorgan. A little foot there on Jed Spence as he cleared it. The Tottenham players stayed down, but Tottenham have got the ball, so Sam Barrett allowing the game to carry
Nothing
on.
ahead of him, he's got nothing ahead of him. Woodward tries to go up the chance and goes wide, but he's got nothing ahead of him.
Kalau kita kalah,
Simons gets back on it. Manchester United surround, just gang up on him. Ahmad going the other way.
Aduh, dilewati gitu dong.
Sarr, but not away from that there.
Ahmad's playing well.
Yeah.
I think the one thing you've got to say with still best part of 12 plus added, I think the United have the better players on the pitch.
Patrick Dorgu.
Well, I'll tell you what, but
Pelanggaran.
the decision to take off Xavi Simons has been roundly booed by the Tottenham supporters. Manchester United got the Diogo Dalot ready.
Sering dilanggar.
Patrick Dorgu has had a good solid defensive game out there against Brendan Johnson. There's Papsar, finds a bit of
Tuh,
space.
counter attack, counter attack, ya masih bisa.
Goes towards Richarlison, too
Aduh,
high for him. Donkey beaten to the ball by Mount, and the last touch came off the Tottenham left back.
pelatih punya terus tuh permen karet tuh. Aduh. Coba seandainya Tottenham masih ada Bale sama Modric ke.
Manchester United need to beat Spurs here for the first time since 2021 and extend their unbeaten run to 5 matches. It'll be the first time they've had a run of that length under Ruben Amorim. Amorim lost all 3 against Spurs as the Manchester United manager last season, but he's not much better in the other technical area when Thomas Frank's only beaten United twice in 8 tries. Here's the team that's got to find a goal here to avoid defeat today. Richarlison showed too much to Ahmad. Groans from the crowd, more groans from the Tottenham crowd.
This little fella's been sharp to tag all up, and don't mind telling you. That's the defensive side over there.
Given away to Mickey van der Beek. Top of shape now. It looks as though Tell's kind of playing as a number 10, or is he up there with Richarlison? Yeah, okay, the trip. Bentancur next to Sarr. Here's Richarlison. The link was there. Bentancur on the ball. Crossed on short. No chances taken by Ahmad. I mean, he looks like the kind of player Ahmad at the minute. If he's fit, he's got to play there. Manchester United.
Ampun dah gua.
Well, I think the substitution that was made is indicate that it's rather than off.
Into the final 9 minutes in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Richarlison hits it straight at Lenny Yoro.
The first thing the doggy did there was look up into the penalty box. Nobody there at all.
That's on the run.
Licin banget pemain-pemain MU, kenapa ya?
Has to drop back in. Here's Mason Mount. It's happened all game, hasn't it? Yeah. Every time we've looked at it, and Spurs in an attacking position, unless they've had sustained pressure around the Manchester United box, they're just so short of numbers.
Wajah gue udah
That's a
mengkerut
lovely
ini.
ball swung on by Brian and Bumo. Now then, Diogo Dalot.
Udah jam 10 tuh, 22:17.
There by Spence. What a pass that was, Alan.
Oh, inside corner, lovely ball, wasn't it? You can see it, look, Fishy for brilliantness. Terrific pass.
Jam 9. Bagaimana mulai jam 9?
Very good signing, doesn't he, Brian?
Yeah.
Emangnya malam minggu kan nongkrong ki.
So he's happy there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've seen it today.
Yeah. And Cunha, to be fair, he's slightly quieter today, but
It could be a very heavy shirt, can't it, to certain players?
well, we've seen it. No, we've seen it. Whether it's Anthony, Sancho, Boylan, boys like that, it was certainly a heavy shot for those lads. But these two can be just kind of looking home.
Pick up right. Ruben Amorim, there's Cunha. Sai Casemiro, another one of the summer signings that's made an impact. Bruno Fernandes to Mason Mount. Intercepted there by Romero. Now then, here's Oliver. 7
Tuh,
minutes left.
mudah banget di pressing tuh pemain-pemain Tottenham.
Oliver gets away from Manuel Ugarte. Udogi. He goes
Nah,
down.
tendang itu Richarlison. Satu-satu. Pukimak kau MU.
Well, that's exactly what the Tottenham Hotspur supporters wanted. Matisse Tell off the Tottenham bench to equalise with 7 minutes to go.
1-1 coy.
What a touch. And I'm talking about the one before the finish. It's a brilliant bit of skill, it really is. The ball comes across, this touch here, that there. Not only that, it takes it back the way so he can open it up for him. He goes back to get his space away from Delit. Yes, it's deflected off Delit, but he earns it. He really earns it. There's the
Pemain
deflection
nomor
there,
11 tuh yang cetak tuh.
completely wrong fits the goalkeeper. But then the touch he takes it away from goal to give him a little bit of space.
Akhirnya yang gue tunggu-tunggu sih,
Munich against Manchester United. He's done it today for Tottenham Hotspur. And there was a real Bayern connection about the goal. Ex-Bayern with
Imbang
a
kita Ki, imbang.
deflection, Delit to send it past the goalkeeper. And with 6 minutes to go, it's anybody's now. Long throw-in hurled into the Tottenham box by United.
Aku pamit dulu, kabarin siapa yang menang nanti. Ya, sip. Thank you lu udah nemenin. Palingan di berakhir seri nanti pertandingannya.
Here's Richarlison.
Semoga aja.
In goes Romero.
Semoga menang.
Then Mount.
Aduh.
Just thinking maybe not doing that substitution just so much now.
Spurs the team with their tails up with a bit more than 5 minutes left, Alec.
Yeah.
Šeško's flick. Mount's touch.
Tuh, MU mulai gempur. Astaga. Astaga.
What a tackle, Mickey van der Ven.
I don't think there's another defender in the league getting back there.
Mantap Tottenham.
Tremendous, but he knew the vision, the reverse ball was on all the time to Šeško. And so did, unfortunately for Šeško, so did Mickey van der Ven. He knew it was on. What a terrific play all round.
What a tackle. Benjamin Šeško has stayed down after being tackled. So Manchester United down to 10. Saar for Tottenham. Richarlison. Johnson.
Langsung lah.
Dallo gets a piece of that. And it's a
Aduh.
Manchester United goal kick. And
Udah
it's another
panik
goal
nih
conceded
pemain-pemain
by
MU nih.
Manchester United. 17
Udah
now
85 menit cuy.
in the Premier League, and this is concerning for Benjamin Šeško.
Apakah Tottenham
Romero's
bisa
down as well, by the way. He's gone flat on his back in the centre circle.
mengunggulkan pemain?
That's incredible. Fantastic. I mean, it's...
Lihat tuh.
You know how good it is?
Banget
Šeško
anjir
can't believe
tackle-nya.
he's there. Šeško thinks he's away. He's just totally concentrating on the finish. He's not interested because he thinks there's no defender getting near him.
Well, Romero's down, so Kevin Danso is going to come on to replace him.
Sitel ya,
Let's have a
nomor
look at the
11
equaliser
Tel.
again, Alex.
Yes, it's a wonderful touch. I know he gets a deflection, but it's brilliant from Matthias Tel because he takes it away from Delit. The only place
Ayo
he
satu
can
gol
take
lagi
it
yuk Tottenham
is the
yuk.
touch back
Satu
towards
gol
his
lagi
own goal
Tottenham
and then
please.
hits it in the half turn. Yes, he gets the break with the deflection, but I think he earns it.
I tell you what, Romero's just taken off the armband and he's put it onto the left arm of Mickey van der Ven. There you go. Nobody in a Tottenham shirt deserves to be captain today more than he does after the week he's had. The goal in the Champions League and that tackle there.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
So Šeško's back on his feet. And they might have to finish with 10 here because they've made all of their changes. So if he can't carry on, they're going to be up against 10 Tottenham for what remains of the match. So Romero gets the standing ovation. They love him here.
Yeah.
He's looked through a brick wall for you.
Great defender to play with. But
Oh,
it's
baru udah
brilliant.
keluar,
That pass.
digantiin
Brilliant.
sama
You know what he does?
pemain nomor
Initially
4.
he takes a brilliant touch, I think, with his right foot to come back inside, and then he knows what's going on behind him. Got to feel for him. Need to feel for him. You really do.
Pemain nomor
So
4.
Manchester United with 10. 2 minutes plus
67
stoppage
menit.
time to play.
Pertandingan terakhir Tottenham pasti bisa lah.
And Tottenham, the team at the moment, who think they can win it. Destiny Udogi.
He's looked lively, hasn't he?
Up goes Tamsar. I think Tamsar would just run from morning till night, you know. seems to get tired, does he?
Langsung saja ya.
Van de Ven. It's got to be Van de Ven to get the win of the week he's had, surely. There's going to be 6 added minutes. Oliver gets away from Anna. Whips it across towards Richarlison. That's a good header by Shaw.
Belum.
Kevin Dancer. Ricky Van de Ven. All Tottenham against the 10 of United. Oliver against Ahmad. It goes to again. Didn't get a hold of it. Lathams can catch it.
Tendangan lu banyak banget anjir.
But that's the only way he's going to get it. Lovely delivery.
Sebaik kayak gitu dia tuh.
So that respect is harder to take. Got to beat that with his instep clean. Difficult one.
Tendangan lu lelet banget anjir, itu peluang besar loh, padahal itu bisa 2-1 itu.
Everybody back from Manchester United. They want to keep what they've got now. Here's Tell. Ricky Van de Ven. Spence accelerates from Brian and Bruma. Whips in a good cross. That's excellent. Near post defended by Dilling.
Bangsat boleh sumpah.
Just really aggressive, top of pace, get the ball into the box. Defenders there.
There's the fellow with his manager, Sir Messi Van de Ven on Tuesday. He's gone in there, Tottenham's leading scorer.
Tendangan corner, jangan sulit ya, corner kick dari pemain Tottenham, tentunya pemain-pemain kita aja. Langsung, masuk. Aduh, bentar bang. Dua satu, mampus kau MU, tepongkeng kau malam ini gak bisa tidur. Comeback bos, makan gua anjing. Tottenham masih di atas bos, sadar diri iblis merah. Tottenham nih bos, senggol dong. Ya.
I'm convinced he heads it, he knows exactly what's happening. Here we see, ball comes out, takes the touch, he knows.
Jaraknya di luar kotak penalti loh tendangannya, masuk loh. Mantap Richarlison. Bukan Richarlison itu yang nendang di luar kotak penalti siapa itu? Richarlison di depan gawang.
Absolutely top class. Because he's only got a split second. Thank you. He's only got a split second to react. But United must be scratching their heads.
What a turnaround.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long journey from the booze when he took Xavi Simons off to where they are now.
Great point.
So 2-1, stoppage time. Listen to this place now. Talk about the change.
What a turnaround. What a turnaround.
Just shows how big the tackle was from Van de Ven, by the way, on Sesko. Free kick to Tottenham. Spurs on course to win just their second Premier League game here this season and beat United 3 straight times in the top flight since the double team was starting to come together in 1960.
Can I make an observation? I think we mentioned the criticism of the boos and the substitutions. These substitutions have made some impact.
Absolutely.
All of them. That man there deserves enormous credit.
Boys, here's your player of the match.
I'm going to give But you okay with that?
Can you do player of the week?
I just, he hasn't put a foot wrong. They've given him the armband. I mean, there's been some great performances. I mean, Dorgu played well, Lamage played well. There's been some really good solid
Tottenham menang, Cok.
performances.
Udah pasti fix ini 2-1 ini.
That tackle, here, mate.
Quickly found the best part Tuesday, part of that. Oh, yeah. Player of the match. Spurs 2, Manchester
Tambahan 6 menit
Spurs in the minute, got second in the Premier
sebelum
League. Let's
pertandingan berakhir di babak kedua ini.
either.
Trying to buy it, haven't they?
Guards say any shirt pulled by Richarlison when they get the ball to Fernandes. And now Shaw. 2 minutes of additional time. Plus a bit more probably, you'd suspect. There's Brian and Bruno. There's Van de Ven with a tackle. Fernandes for Manchester United. Referee in the way. Yoro. Come out up against Oliver. Delict. Brian and Bruno. Maybe Yoro's got to play centre forward for the time being. Brian and Bruno is on 3.
Bingung tuh MU mau gempur kemana. Tottenham langsung comeback anjir.
That's a real blow for United, Sheffield, you know, wasn't it as well, you might say. I mean, could you have stayed on? Could you have just, you know, given him an extra body? I'm not so sure.
Goalie's on his way in.
So he is.
Dan Lambert's do a Schmeichel.
Omedeto.
So Bruno Fernandes with the corner. Amorim looks on. It's not a bad one either.
Aduh.
To break Tottenham Hearts in the end. And Manchester United with a
Astaga, skornya sama, imbang.
And Delict, who looks at his
Bangs.
goal broken by Tottenham, has just got one back on there. 2-2.
Incredible. You know who does
Anjing
well?
MU.
Luke Shaw.
Aduh, 2-2 coy.
Unbelievably well. I think he blocks somebody. I'm not sure who it is.
Nah, maksudnya MU ini.
It might be Bentancur, it might be. But the header's brilliant. Just played into the back post area.
Lewat sundulan The Like lo masuk.
Well, that's Delict's first goal of the season, and what a time to score it. As we move into stoppage time, at the end of stoppage time, towering header by the Dutchman.
Should the goalkeeper do better, Vicario? He probably should, you know, he's getting back. Why is he getting back? You've got to be coming forward.
The air has gone out of the Tottenham balloon. But there's going to be time, you know, based on the fact we've had 2 goals scored in stoppage time. He's got to have more on now, Sam Barrett.
Aduh,
There might just be
2-2
one
coy
chance for either
skornya.
of them to actually nick it, you
Imbang
know.
anjing. Nah, bangsat banget lah.
Kevin
Ayolah
Danson.
Tottenham 3-2.
Good tackle by Brian and Bruno. That's a foul on Ugarte.
What an ending to the game. What a brilliant ending to the game.
Kenapa? Woi. Oh, kartu kuning anjir.
Yellow card to Kevin Danson. This shows the newfound belief in Manchester United recently.
I would have suggested they were unlucky to go 2-1 down.
Yes.
On their performance over the 90 minutes. I don't think you can argue they've deserved that.
No. And what a good header in
Yeah, great header.
Cepet banget loh.
As I say, Shaw does really
Baru
well.
aja masukin
Pocket there.
berapa menit gol malah dibobol lagi sama MU. Anjing.
Up it goes towards Brian and Bruno. Headed away by Bentancur. Fernandes. Now Delict.
Nah,
And there is
berakhir udah pertandingannya cuy. Udah kelar pertandingannya, udah berakhir.
And what late drama we've had
Udah
at the Tottenham
berakhir
Hotspur
pertandingannya,
Stadium. All embraced
full
between the two
time.
managers. Ruben Amorim leaving here
Dengan
with a point,
skor
despite finishing the game with 10 men. Delict with a
skor
towering
imbang
post header from the
antara
corner. His first goal of the
Tottenham
season.
dan
Richarlison thought he'd won the
MU
match
ya,
for Spurs,
2-2.
and he's devastated at the end. A
Yep.
wonderful glance from the
Thank you buat kalian yang sudah nonton ya. Ya, pokoknya itulah.
against Tottenham to give them the
Imbang
lead.
pertandingan
Shot was
ini, imbang
deflected in
anjir.
off Delict for the equaliser. equaliser. And
Bisa
Sheffield
tembak MU
went
ini.
off after a brilliant tackle on him, a goal-saving tackle from Mickey van der Ven.
Di
What a
comeback
finish, Alan.
anjir.
Drama. Absolute drama. Really enjoyed it. He can't believe it. He thinks he scored the winner. Right. And for all intents and purposes, so did we against 10 men. And then I'm thinking to myself, what